Hello. Hi. It's Wellness Wednesday. Hi. It's me, your party artist, Kim Overholt at my studio. Well, not my studio. I'm in my kitchen today, Overholt Art and Entertainment Kitchen. And I am your party artist. Yes, my name's Kim Overholt here at a wonderful Wednesday here at Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. KimOverholt.com if you want to know a little bit more about me. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is Wellness Wednesday, and I am here to lead you through something well. Yes, I'm here to give you a good time, have fun with this, and I hope that this time my thing doesn't tip over like it did last time. Okay, last time I was in the middle of showing you guys something. We was doing a nice tarot card reading, and everything was like falling and stuff like that. I'll try not to have that happen today. So, welcome to Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I've been practicing for a few days now, trying to think of a good routine to do for 5 minutes. It's a 5 minute routine that I have to do for this little thing that I want to get involved with, and it's I don't know. I know that I can talk for 5 minutes. I've talked more than 15 minutes when I'm usually on my station here. I'm usually gabbing it up a storm and giving you all kinds of great ideas, especially like Mondays are like my cartooning Mondays. So you come and cartoon with me, and now unfortunately I didn't make it this Monday. I had other things on my mind. But Tuesday is, like I say, Magic Tuesday. My camera flipped out on me, and that's okay. That's okay. We deal with it as it comes. And now today is Wellness Wednesday, and like I say, I'm just keeping an eye on my camera so it doesn't fall off again like it's done the last couple times. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for Wellness Wednesday. Now, Wellness Wednesday incorporates a lot of things too. It's all about feeling good, feeling happy, being well, feeling good about other people too, and not just about yourself. Yeah, it's about feeling good for everybody, and feeling well enough to, be able to share it with other people. So, Wellness Wednesday incorporates a lot of things, and I'm going to share with you some of my stuff from out of my recent book that I've been doing, trying to see about, if you are a creative mind like me and you're trying to make ends meet or trying to get towards your goal, you have to kind of write down everything that you should to get yourself going. Now, I have a big, like, I've already like filled in most of my pages with all kinds of stuff. I can't really show you all of the things that I've written down because if I did, you'd have all the ideas and I would be stuck with nothing. Just kidding. But you know what? It is good to keep a notebook, and you can write things down if you're having a good day. You can write stuff down if you're having a bad day, just to keep it in remembrance, just for yourself too. Yeah, writing a journal is really great, and I should probably talk about the best thing about writing a journal. See, there's 3 minutes right there, and I could talk about writing a journal. And I can give you my 5 minute monologue and see what you think. I know I've been trying for different things, like thinking about, getting older and learning to deal with getting getting that mature look going on, and hanging out, with my glasses on. Now I look like my age, right? Like you're like, yeah, you're that old lady with the glasses. It's like, yeah, I'm that old lady with the glasses. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. My name's Kim Overholt, and KO. I used to be a KO. I used to be a knockout once, but then it kind of went, and now I'm just like a, yeah. I am what I am. I am what I am. I am what I am. I am's what I am's, and that's all what I am's. It's Popeye the Sailor Man. Woo-hoo. No, I'm well seasoned like a fine wine or a moldy cheese. Yeah, yeah, that's me. My hairs are gray, but my attitude is still pretty black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So I keep a good attitude about stuff, and there's a lot of things that if you're going to be doing stand up, I know you have to understand your audience. You have to know the timing is everything when you're doing stand up for sure. Because I've been learning the last little while. I did a whole like thing when I was younger. Because the things that I really enjoyed doing, of course, was drawing and learned about animation, and I was a magic enthusiast. So I kind of incorporated that all together when I started doing my little clown act that I had for Kimmy the Clown, because she could do like her little the missing thumb thing, the missing thumb trick, that kind of thing. And of course, and I teach kids how to do that all the time. Like this is like I know stuff that would be funny for a little while, so I may be able to give you something for 5 minutes, and it's already been over 5 minutes, and I think I could probably give you something that would be funny enough to last you. Now, whether or not I would win is another story. Because I mean, I'm thinking of the prize of $500. That would be so nice to have an extra $500 just to kind of do stuff with, and maybe try my hand at other things too. Like, I really do love the theater. And I'm not just chopped liver in this town. I know people know me. In fact, I was in a all-time high in my career, doing my one-woman show, Tra-La, an evening of song and antidote based on my life in the theater. Oh my gosh, I can almost do the monologue. I can almost do the monologue. If I could do the monologue, that would be 15 minutes. Yeah, my life in the theater. You might have heard the expressions, watershed, blah, blah, blah. Sounded great, looked good. And then this other act showed up, sick, a comedy, a cancer play. And the lead, Dorothy Dibble, was like nude and bald in almost every scene. And that got her noticed over me. So if you wanted to know why I don't do comedy, it's because I figured if I had to compete with somebody like that, I'm probably going to have to work really hard, and I don't know if I could do that. So even talking for 5 minutes is not an easy chore. I know I've got the gift for gabs, but I get the gifts for the gabs, but I don't know if it actually will, pay out and stuff like that. I asked my husband. I asked, for doing this, Dad, like, do you think I'm funny? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm always curious. And I know I've done so many different jobs. I figured at least I could, give this a shot, see what happens. If anything, I get a chance to be on stage and maybe tell my dad's joke, the one about the three little girls. I talk about a lot of things, and people just seem to forget, and that's fine. I don't expect people to remember everything that I do or the things that have to do with me, because I'm not anybody's big deal but myself. So most of the time I'm just like, woo. When I'm by myself, I'm a big deal. When I'm with others, I'm like, okay, I gotta kind of just calm it down because nobody knows how much of a big deal I am. Yeah, right, whatever. And that's why I always try and think, if I could do this kind of thing, would I actually be funny? Well, I don't know. What do you think? Am I funny? Smelling maybe, but you can't smell me. Like I say, I'm so lucky right now. If you could, you'd probably be like taking 2 steps back and going, okay, Kim, okay. Anyway, so yeah, timing is important. Understanding your audience is important. Uh, Says use surprise and exaggeration and maybe word plays of different things. Humor in everyday life, observations. I do lots of observations, structures and punchlines and all kinds of thing. Originality and authenticity is something that I always strive for. Writing it down is another thing. Just getting it to a precision kind of thing. That's what I'm working on. And you know what? If you guys have any suggestions that would help me get better at talking to you guys and doing a little stand up kind of blah, 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 let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like what you're seeing, of course, give it a like. Because, if I can help you get funnier too in the Niagara area, because, there are a lot of funny things that go on here in the Niagara area. There are a lot of weird and funny things that go on here in the Niagara area. Sometimes I'm surprised these things are allowed to go on here in the Niagara area, but you know what? Nobody's saying anything, so I guess whatever. Okay. Satire, absurdity, and observational jokes, one-liners, and storytelling. Um, I'm pretty sure I was destined for greatness or a reality TV show. Does that sound like me? Yeah. So that's something, it's something that you do. uh, getting yourself just to be on stage. I remember back in the day of being on stage when I was little and being so terrified. Anybody remember being on stage when you were young? Yeah, yeah. I used to be really extremely terrified. And I got to be like lead role sometimes, and it was like, oh God. It was like one of those things. And for those of you who've never been to Victoria School, one of my alma mater schools, I love that school. Victoria School had a gymnasium that doubled as the place where they would set up the seats for doing all the plays and stuff. Had like a little tiny stage, and the gymnasium was so packed. Like you want to talk about feeling like you were uh, sardines, like trapped in like a little can, like you were like squished together. Like it when you were out on the stage, and I remember this distinctly, like looking out. And of course, back then everybody could smoke, right? So you see in this fog of smoke, you can see the Christmas tree bubbling with this little tiny little um, ornaments on the side, the really cool ornaments that bubbled and stuff like that over on the side of the Christmas tree. And there you are standing in front of like a whole bunch of people, and it's stuffy and it's smoky. And I remember being like, not knowing what to do, and it's like, oh, okay. You really have to think of timing. You have to kind of get past that little bit of a, you gotta feel good about it. And years later, like when I was doing the magician's assistant and being a clown, just being out there in front of people, sometimes you have to just let that whole thing go. You have to kind of just embrace the fact that you're out there. You're out there. You are itchy ear. I do get itchy ears. You are stuck kind of out there, and sometimes it can be a little daunting, a little scary. But if you know exactly what you're going to say, and that's there's the problem that I keep on having. It's like, when are you going to say when you get out there? Oh, I could talk about all kinds of things. I've had all kinds of stories growing up in the Niagara area. There's so many like stories of when I was at Victoria School, went to Connaught School, went to collegiate, and then got to go to college and got out of here for a while, Niagara area for a while. Went to college for something creative and funny, which was animation. And of course, they had a teacher strike, and I ran out of money, and I had to come back. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it now. Yeah, I ran out of money, and I had to come back home. It is kind of a sad thing when you are trying to pursue your dream, and then they stomp all over it by having a instructor strike. And then you come home, and you have like years and years of like trying to figure it out. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Because Niagara is not any place for doing animation. But of course, there are people out there who do animation in the Niagara area. But do you think they will let me know about it? No. So I kind of had to eke my way, eke a living, kind of doing, what I do, because I'm like, I guess I was one of those people who do not play well with others. And if you kind of give me the reins, I take over. No, 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 no. No, you know what? I've always been kind of like one of those people who will go along with you only for so long. And if I find that you're doing something wrong, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not right. I do have a mind of my own, and sometimes that's probably why I end up in a lot of trouble, because I think about things and I'm like, well, why would you do that? Is that right? No, that's not right. And so, for that very reason, is the reason that I always like to, I've always struck it out on my own, because I'm like, why are you doing it that way when you can do it like that? And I like that way better than this way. I'm gonna do it my way. Do it my way. Yeah, that's the way it kind of ended up. It's not like I wasn't trying. I just tried doing my own thing, and this is why I'm hoping when I'm doing the comedy that it might be a little bit funny. I hope it's funny. I don't like, take myself very seriously at all. Nobody ever asked me if I wanted to be an actor, but nobody ever asked me if I wanted to play an instrument either. And I definitely have the ability, because it's in my. Anyways, I have the ability, and I love to play, but nobody ever asked me if I wanted to play. Is that weird? And when I used to play board games, I used to play them all by myself because you know what? I didn't have anybody to play with. Why is that? Because I didn't play well with others. Yeah, yeah. I guess that must be the thing, because till this day, I still can't figure it out. What it was that was keeping people away from me. It's probably because I smell funny. I know, I know. See, this is the thing. When I used to go to different places, I'm thinking like they used to say to me, elbows up, but lower your arms because you're gonna start losing friends because you can be smelled. Elbows up. So I said tits up instead, right? Tits up. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So professionalism is something that is. Uh, ooh, there's my mailman. Professionalism is something that I always think is very important if you're going to be doing something that has to do with being up on stage and being able to talk to people. Um, so they're going to be judging me on my performance, my writing style, my professionalism, my audience reaction, and originality. Now, I try, like I say, I try to keep it as authentic as possible. So I hope that's something that I tell them will be like, what can I tell you in 5 minutes? I usually have to give myself at least 15 minutes to get like I am now, over 15 minutes. I usually have to give myself at least 15 minutes to be able to get to the point of something. But I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who talks up a gab. I'm not the only one with the gift for gab because I have a lot of friends that I appreciate that are out there that we could sit and talk for hours. And I mean hours. Yeah. So, I mean, if I have a brain tumor in my head, it's probably because I've been talking on the phone for hours to people on the phone about all kinds of stuff. I talk a lot. And if you want me to stop talking, let me know what you think in the comments below if I should stop talking and let you guys get in there a little bit edgewise and do some things. Because, I like talking and I think that everybody should talk. I think that, being silent is a bit of a crime, especially when you're brilliant and especially when you like you people out there. I think you're so brilliant. I don't think you should be silent at all. I got my one friend now. She seems to be on like she does like I do almost every day. She tries to get on and just talks. And that's all you can do. Authenticity, yeah. Authenticity goes that way when you're able to do a little bit of this here and and sharing of course because all 79 that 80th person is just kind of holding back from subscribing. It's just like, well, you have your reasons, I have my reasons for what I do too. So I just hope that maybe one day it'll kind of pan out for all of us. If I win that money, man, I tell you, I have so many things that I'm looking forward to doing. Yeah, I've already been to Hollywood. You don't have to worry about that. I've already I think I've already been at my peak, but I would love to peak again. Because if peaking more than once is always awesome. But you didn't hear that from me because I don't know about that kind of thing. I'm a nice person most of the time. Anyhow, yeah, so yeah, Wellness Wednesday, you embrace a lot of your inner sanctum, the things that people don't know about you, and you share it with the world and give it a little bit of love. And look at your book. Okay. Be aware of everything that's going on around you. And don't be afraid to be yourself because everybody else is taken. That's what they usually say, right? Okay, but anyway, so tomorrow is Thursday. Over shoppers, it's Seniors Thursday. I'm looking forward to that. And then Friday, well, Thursday here is Entertainment Thursday. I'm a ham. Usually pick up my ukulele and give you a play. A lot of people thought I play piano, and I do like playing piano, but I play just to play because I love to hear the sound. But I play ukulele because I want to know actually how the chords go, and then maybe I'll be switching to bass, play the big four, the big four chords. Ba 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. And from there, who knows? Yeah, I feel very, very lucky to be here. You know what? When I hear about, oh gosh, What is it? When I hear about all those people who survived that booster shot, we being all always sick, so I'm so glad that I'm here and I'm surviving this thing called life, and I'm glad that you're out there too, surviving this thing called life. This is what I'm trying to say, okay? I'm glad we're out here surviving this thing called life. Mighty long word, life. It's mighty long time, but there's something else, the afterworld, the world of never-ending peace and love. You can always see the sun day and night. But anyways, so Friday is going to be Feedback Friday or Face Paint Friday. I could even do something a little bit more spectacular. Make it Special Effects Friday. But I want to hear from you and I want to see what you think. So let me know in the comments below. Come on, talk to me. I'm here. Give me a chance. I could be your best friend. I know that if you let me, I could be your best friend. I know that if you let me, we can walk together. We're not so different, though we may have different truths. Okay, okay, I'll stop, okay. But anyways, neither here nor there, yeah. Okay, so thank you for tuning in for Wellness Wednesday. I hope you had your fill of me. Because God knows I've had my fill of myself at this point now. Okay, Eugene Levy, eat your heart out. I know better. Okay, but I want to say thank you very much for tuning in today, and I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. Peace, oh brother, with a little bit added, as my mama used to say. Keep out of trouble. Don't go looking for trouble, because trouble will find you, and don't panic. That's probably the best words of advice that I can give to you for today. If you have any words of advice for me, please let me know in the comments below, because I need your help. All right? Can I ask for that? Is that okay? All right. So I will talk to you later. Have a fantastic day. And don't take any guff from anybody, because you deserve better. We all deserve better. We don't need to be told. We know we're good.